There's nothing I love more than Geek Girls. Let's do this one live.
Apparently, you can be a professional mermaid.
I feel like I could hang out with you guys just talking about chick stuff.
First of all, I don't take off my pants so they can't put their penis in. I got a PlayStation out of a guy.
This is already so gay, and I love it. You guys are pussies. Come on! Yeah.
It's a special Comic-Con edition of PodCRASH right now! Welcome to the show, folks. Another episode of PodCRASH, and very excited this week because it is the San Diego Comic-Con. If you will be at San Diego, it is all things pop culture, film, TV. You know, they even have comic books there, video games. It's you know, the zeitgeist for pop culture. If it has a heart, it's in San Diego every year in July, and I look forward to this trip every year. It's like Christmas, and I'm driving down there to unwrap my presents. And I'm so excited because I see people there that I don't see all year. I see them at Comic-Con. There are all sorts of panels and whatnot. Speaking of panels, let me just say again, Thursday, July 12th at 7 p.m. at the San Diego Convention Center in room 5AB. That's 7 p.m. PodCRASH Live. We are going to have, first of all, some special guests that are going to blow you away. We're going to do something that has never been done at Comic-Con, and an amazing surprise. If I can pull this off, it is epicness that will be spoken about at Comic-Cons for years to come. Today on the show, crashing the Defective Geeks. The Defective Geeks is a show. It's basically everything geeky and nerdy from a girl's perspective, and it's a great show that it's for sometimes 5 girls who get together and talk about all things nerdy, cosplay, etc., and whatnot. But before we get to that, so we're talking about Comic-Con, I have some tips about Comic-Con that you need to know because I've been going since the early 90s. You can now actually say the term the early 90s. That's actually a term that is okay to say now. But these survival tips kind of apply to any convention. So I'm just going to tell you sort of what I do. First of all, I start packing about a week in advance. Pre-pack my car the night before to drive down. That doesn't apply to you people flying in. But I just thought I'd tell you that. This is how anal retentive that I get. I always come down with, I have a cooler filled with treats. The treats are just to save money because why should I pay $6 for a light beer when I can buy it in bulk somewhere else? The other thing is this, and this is another tip for people with small children. Don't bring your stroller. Don't bring your stroller because if I'm walking behind you and you have a stroller, and maybe the person walking behind you is not as nice as I am, and they get really annoyed that you have that stroller. Also, I can't tell you how many times, not only does it slow everything down, I've been hit in the back of my leg, on the very sort of right near the Achilles heel, so many times by these people with the babies in the strollers. Look, if it's part of your cosplay, that's the only way I will accept a stroller at Comic-Con, is if it's part of your cosplay. If you have a baby alien or something, and there's something, or maybe it's Rosemary's Baby, that's your outfit, fine, that works. Get a Bjorn. Kids, you know what? And also you're closer to your children. It just works out better for everyone because then they won't hate a baby. They won't hate a baby if you're carrying them around in a Bjorn. If you're like me, I like to shop in a mask. I think that pretty much only applies to me and maybe a couple other. I shop in a mask. I can be very focused. I know exactly what I'm looking for. And what I'm looking for at Comic-Con is the one thing I need that I must have, right? I don't have this thing. I don't actually need it, but I really, really want it. And so that's sort of part of my shopping. In addition to picking up comics and stuff, it's like there's something, I don't know what I want. I don't know. I got a couple t-shirts, got some cool books that I'm going to read later, but I don't know. I'm just going to look. One year I got this amazing like Shakespeare bust that is right out of the 60s Batman TV show that is basically a power strip. And I went back. A friend of mine asked, where did you get it? I took him back to the booth, and he was already shut down because I don't think they had the rights to do it. Although, do you need the rights to William Shakespeare? It's a Shakespeare bust. I mean, it's modeled on the Batman TV series with Adam West from the 60s, but I don't know. Anyways, so my whole tips are basically around shopping. I like to make sure to get the shopping out of the way. The first day and the last day is when I shop. I don't shop in between that. And on Saturday, what I normally do is I hang out by the pool, which if you're a friend of mine and or following me on Twitter at @ChrisGore, on Saturday I am having a surprise pool party where you'll be able to see hot girls in bikinis with Batman masks. But I'm not going to announce it until that day. You have to follow me on Twitter, and I will announce this surprise pool party somewhere in San Diego, somewhere near the convention center, and it's going to be Saturday because that's the one day that I don't go in the hall to shop because too many people are there. That's my pool day. So now you can join me on my pool day. It'll be a tweet up, but with drinks and a pool and less clothes than a normal tweet up of mine. Okay. So the other thing is that like the parties are a big scene at Comic-Con. It's become a big scene. I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, I will go to some of these parties, but I usually get annoyed. Here's a tip. If you just go to the front of the line and just say something like, my name is, I'm Drake Miller, and is Frank here yet? I'm looking for Frank. If Frank shows up, I'm just going to stand aside. Whenever I go to these parties, I always act nice and confused if I'm not on the list. And normally just because I'm the one guy that's nice, hopefully there's other nice people, but I end up actually, they just wave me in, go on, whatever. You're a cool dude. So if I know someone famous is in town, Frank Miller will be, I might, who knows? Maybe I'm his cousin, but I would never make that claim. If someone else wants to make that assumption, that's up to them. Feel free to use that one if that works for you. And the other thing that I love most about Comic-Con is acceptance. It really is an environment where people celebrate their obsessions, whether it be Doctor Who, original series Star Trek, even the prequels. I will even accept you if you are a fan of the Star Wars prequels. There are cool things. There was a double-sided lightsaber in the prequels. There's not all. You can't just sit there and completely dismiss those movies. You take the good with the bad. Quick, exciting announcement to make. PodCRASH has a YouTube channel. The very episode that you are listening to today, the Defective Geeks, which was recorded in Manhattan Beach, California at a place called the Comic Bug. We did it live on a Saturday night. It was a lot of fun. There were like a bajillion people there. I don't even know how much that is. And it was a blast. And we decided, well, let's shoot some video of these live events because I want to show people how much fun they are. Well, guess what? If you look up PodCRASH TV on YouTube, just go to youtube.com. PodCRASH TV is the username, and you'll see we've uploaded there's like 8 or 9 videos already up there. So what you're going to listen to today, you're going to get the highlights of the Defective Geeks live podcast. But you're also, if you go to PodCRASH TV on the YouTube, you look up that user, you'll see, subscribe to the channel, and all of our live events will sort of throw up some highlights. It's not everything, but it gives you a taste of what it was like to be there, and some things that you won't hear on the show, you'll see on video. And there's some amazing stuff, including live reading of some Star Trek: The Next Generation homoerotic fan fiction. I played Will Riker. So we got that on video. You'll hear it today. You can watch the video on YouTube. Let's get right to this week's Crash. Okay. So I told you it was at the Comic Bug in Manhattan Beach. It was awesome. They had beer. It was fun. If you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/PodCRASH, I posted a bunch of pictures of the event. Everyone was just in a good mood. I'd only ever known like Diana from there. Like Diana, she's like a graphic artist at like the LA Weekly. And we met via Twitter, and she invited me to do this, which I thought was awesome. But they all have their cool nicknames and then their real names. And they were just such a delight because they actually they didn't kick me out. I feel like my job in being a guest, I'm very comfortable just being provocative. And I think I really kind of pushed the limits on this live thing. It was really just me being on their podcast, what would be a normal version of their show. And they just sort of threw me in the mix as like, well, you're the one guy. Let's see what happens. So Diana is also known as Space Pirate Queen. There was also Fortune Cookie, which is Valerie, Jizzy B, Giselle, Wicked Phoenix, Sabina, and Sailor Missy. So they invited me on Defective Geeks. I am so happy to have the opportunity to do this. Hey, listen to the end of the show because there's actually a couple treats that you'll miss if you don't listen to the very end of the show. Defective Geeks recorded live, Manhattan Beach, California, Comic-Con!
And our sponsors, Fox Properties and Assunta Fox Gallery for providing the alcohol. And we love fine.com for providing my shirt. Just me, because I'm special. We are the Defective Geeks podcast. This is episode 65, I believe. I'm the Space Pirate Queen, also known as Diane.
And I'm Giselle, also known as Jizzy B.
And I'm Valerie, also known as Fortune Cookie.
And I'm Missy, also known as Sailor Ms.
And I'm Sabina, also known as Wicked Phoenix.
And right here in the middle is the man of the hour, Gore.
Thanks for having me. I want to get a box of those cookies. That sounds like a good variety pack. The way you describe yourselves, I love it.
I know,
Thank you.
We should have cookies.
Yeah, a cookie designed after each of you.
Oh, I'll get on that. I'm a
Are
baker.
seriously?
I'm a baker.
I'm already.
Oh my God, that's great.
That's a really cute idea, actually.
Or drinks.
You guys should have cookies designed after yourselves.
Okay, now one thing I forgot to say is that this podcast gets pretty dirty pretty quick. I blame myself and the combination of the beer and the cake, but it does get a little raunchy and explicit, and of course a lot of fun. So I forgot to put that warning in there. So why don't I just do that now? Excuse me. Here I go. Warning: this episode of PodCRASH is intended for mature audiences only. If you are listening to this and you are under the age of 18, make sure you don't get caught. All right, back to the podcast.
Now I'm crashing your podcast. I'm here as a guest, but like you should just do it like your normal edition of your podcast, but there's a guy with a penis in the middle. Like just.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You said I'm very confused. I don't think I can handle this situation right now.
Right. Like just there happens to be.
I think I'm gonna panic right now.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, usually we just pretty much chit-chat like we just did right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
Keep going, I'm enjoying it.
Right. Kind of.
Well, I mean, speaking of dreams, Giselle was just telling me about her dreams earlier while we were drinking
Giselle?
about wine.
I just found out some news that's going to change everyone's lives.
What is it?
Apparently, you can be a professional mermaid. That's
What?
right.
Where?
Like, Missy turned my attention to this on Yahoo News a couple days ago. They posted an article about this woman that is actually a professional mermaid. She gets paid to put on the tail and swim around tanks around the world.
How does she breathe? Wait, is she like...
She talked about that. She actually has really, good lungs. She's, from Australia, and she's got, abnormal lungs than most people or something like that.
Yeah, she can hold her breath for 2 minutes while, swimming around and,
Yeah.
being all mermaidy and stuff, and I'm jealous because that was my dream as a child, to be a mermaid.
You can still pursue that dream.
I know, that makes me so happy because it's I still have a chance, guys. I can still be a mermaid. I can make that happen.
Giselle's mom actually helped her be a mermaid when she was younger. My mom just gave me, those diving rings, and I used to put them around my feet when I was little, and I'm jump in the pool. But Giselle's mom actually made her
She made me a tail, and it was silver and sparkly, and, I'd, be in the bathtub with, my cute little seashell bra and be like, I'm a mermaid, everyone.
This sounds like a weird sex fetish. Let's be honest. Come on.
It could be. I'm
I
sure
want
it
you
is.
to be a mermaid. But why? How does a mermaid make money? And also, are there mermen?
She's actually this girl's featured in a lot of music videos and a lot of movies they use her in. And she models a lot for magazines.
So she gets acting and modeling work.
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great.
And then sometimes, the aquariums will have her come and just be featured in the aquarium. That's what the video said.
I still don't see how that's a living, but
Hey.
but I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, like.
Well, I mean, if
I
she's
would-
the only one, who else are you going to be like? We
Exactly,
need
you
a
need to have-
mermaid
you
right
need to have
now.
variety.
Stats, mermaid.
Okay, but we're talking mermaids here, and the question on the minds of every dude watching and listening to this: are they topless? Are they topless mermaids? Are they going Ariel with the like hair in front of the nipples? Mermaids.
I think if mermaids really did exist, they'd be like the ones in Pirates of the Caribbean where they would eat you.
And not in the good way, I don't think.
Even though I enjoy
feel
the
like
Little
I've dated
Mermaid in
girls like
Ariel. I do enjoy the singing version, but
Right.
I do think that's how they would
Those
be.
mermaids, that's actually I think the only good part of that last Pirates movie were the mermaids. That was actually cool.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of the fourth Pirates is when the mermaids showed up. Like, for me, it's like, okay, I'm willing to forgive the rest of the movie just because I love this part so much. But yeah, mermaids, everyone, it can happen. It's possible.
Just watch out for Giselle's new project. Shh, professional mermaid Giselle. So
I'm enjoying this chit chat. The chit chat thing,
Right?
this is great. I feel like I could hang out with you guys just talking about chick stuff.
Yeah,
Chick
this is
nerdy
what we
stuff.
talk about.
If you can just, I think the big challenge will be for you guys to tolerate me. I think if you can tolerate me, this can continue. But, I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Diana. You were about to say
Well,
something.
we've been hanging out at conventions and comic book stores and stuff like that. So I think we've come across a lot
Tolerated
of
a lot.
difficult boys who don't believe that we're geeks. Basically.
Yeah, okay. What do you do? What do you do when a guy comes up to you and he's hitting on you, and you're not really into him, and he wants to put his penis in you? How do you respond?
Well,
Slap it.
first of all, I don't take off my pants so they can't put their penis in.
Right. No, I'm saying he wants to do that. That's pretty much.
Well, I don't know.
all dudes are, right?
Yeah,
Dudes.
I mean, I'm never mean to
Pretend
them.
there are no girls here and you can actually express your real thoughts. Clap if you guys are pussies. Come on! Yeah. Hey! Yay for putting my penis inside of a girl's vagina. This is something I like to do.
Yay!
Yeah! And sometimes the girls like it too.
Yes, sometimes.
Wait, Diana said yes, but I want to know what all the ladies on the panel think. Diana said yes to that, but what do all the ladies on the panel? You guys totally
If you
ignored
like
me.
having a penis inside of you.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you know what?
Yes.
Okay, wait.
Yes.
Yes.
What?
What does your ears?
They're off. I turned them off.
Yes.
You're alert, Valerie. What?
You know, the ears are fully erect. We're good. We're good. I think that's a yes. It's unanimous. Girls like it when we put our penises in them.
I think that being horny knows no gender. I think that or type. I feel that like a geek girl can be just as horny or sexual as a regular chick. I think the same. I think actually I feel for the defective geek girls from this standpoint. It's more difficult, I think, to connect with someone because you have maybe some other preferences set in what you're looking for in a companion. So it's not just about like we're attractive to each other physically, which is usually just how people come together. Now it comes down to things like, will that person watch all of Doctor Who with me? Like, can we do a marathon on the weekend? And will they go to this thing with me and dress up in costumes? And can we make sure that we see the midnight screening of the new Batman movie? And then are they going to want to see it with me 3 more times? So I think there becomes another layer of difficulty when it comes to dating and nerds. And we get into that. All right, back to more of the live Defective Geeks.
All right, well, let's talk about that, your dating life. So you aren't there like geeky dating websites, or do you?
Yes, there is.
So
yes.
how do you guys, tell me what those are like.
We what about the guy, the speed dating guy? We
Oh,
interviewed
that's right.
Ryan.
You guys went to a speed dating thing?
No. That we actually interviewed. There was a
Do you
show
remember
on
that show on TLC called Geek Love? Was it Geek Love?
Geek Love, yeah.
Yeah, we interviewed that guy Ryan who started that. Yeah, we were gonna try it, but it never worked out.
the speed dating.
Yeah, he wanted us to come to like Seattle and participate in his speed dating, but
the way he talked about it, he said it was like, you know, amazing and whatever, and people meet people, but like I kind of wanted to know the awkward side of it. Like, there's gotta be awkward people.
Well, the show shows awkwardness in it. Like the guy with the Wookiee voice, who I thought was adorable. But
would that work on you? Just you know.
I think I would just laugh.
Yeah.
Any Wookiees in the audience could do that.
Yeah. That's right.
That's Missy's Wookiee.
That's right, baby.
It's actually Missy's boyfriend that did it.
Wait, you have a boyfriend?
I do.
All right, so let's talk to some of the other girls on the panel. Giselle, you were, you know...
Our blonde bombshell, Giselle.
You're blonde, and so...
I am. Thank you for noticing.
Come up to you and try to... do stuff. Like, what's your normal reaction?
Well, like, this doesn't happen every time, but for me, especially during the Lord of the Rings craze, like, I'd get a lot of the Galadriel comments, or like Eowyn, they'd be like, hey.
Oh, no. Like, the last time we were at Comic-Con, everyone thought she was a Cullen from Twilight.
Oh, my God, that made me so angry. I didn't know
yes!
Awesome. Oh, my God.
Why?
Everyone, because, there's that one character where she's blonde.
You're very pale. You are very pale.
I am pale. I'm not denying this. I'm obviously, pale, yeah. And so, I'll never forget, like, I was walking behind these people who were cosplaying Twilight, and I was like, okay, they did a good job. Go them. And then there wasn't a Rosalie. That's the blonde chick. And I just happened to be walking behind them, and I overheard the people behind me saying, oh, my God, look at that group of Twilight cosplayers and that Rosalie chick. And I was like, oh, where's the Rosalie chick? And then I went, oh, shit.
You're a natural color.
And I was like, no, like, Darth Vader moment, like, no.
The funny thing about Giselle is that she's very oblivious about guys noticing her.
Oblivious.
So you have no idea when they're trying to do stuff.
Frankly.
Tell the story about the guy you totally, blue cocked.
What?
You cocked what?
Like, okay, but wait.
I heard cock.
What? She totally invited him in, and then she was like, oh, good night.
No, wait. I just want to know, with the ladies here, like, the girl, so, like, we call it cock blocking, right? So, how do you, like,
Pussy twatting.
Oh. What is it? What?
Pussy twatting.
That works, okay.
Yeah. Or just being a bitch.
It works. All right, so you got to tell that story now since it's been brought up.
This is how oblivious my Giselle is.
Okay, so back when I was in college, there was this guy, and I was friends with him, and I thought we were friends. We got along beautifully. We'd hang out.
But wait a sec, though. You have a guy who's a friend, but I'm sure he noticed your boobs. That's just... I'm just going to throw that out there.
Okay, most likely. They are out there, so I'm going to take that chance and say he did. But, so we were hanging out. We all, went out one night. We went out drinking, and, we were all really drunk. I lived in San Francisco at the time. And we decided it'd be a great idea to do a bonfire at the beach. So we took a cab to the beach and realized, oh, shit, you need wood to make a bonfire. Oh, no. So we couldn't do the bonfire.
City dwellers, you don't know.
And then at one point, we, hung out, had a great time, and he offered to drive me home. And I was like, wow, what a nice guy. What a gentleman. He's offering to drive.
Exactly what his plan was from the beginning.
No.
Let's go to the beach. We'll build a fire. It'll just be the two of us. Let's take a cab. We're trapped here. Come back to my place. You didn't know what he was trying to do?
No, I honestly, seriously, no.
You are oblivious. Diana was right. You are totally oblivious.
So
guys, we've all done that thing where you're just trying to get her alone at a place, right? Yes. You guys are not helping me out. I'm trying to say the thing that's on everybody's mind, and help me.
He offered to drive me back to my place, and I was like, wow, how nice. What a great guy. And so, we drove up to my place, and he asks, oh, is it all right if I come inside?
Your apartment, right?
Yeah.
I see what he did there.
And, you know, I'm a little tipsy, and I'm like, oh, he probably needs to use the bathroom. Sure, come in. And then once we got in there, I realized, like, he didn't need to use the bathroom. He was just kind of hanging out. And I was like, oh, shit. Oh,
No,
and then, like,
you didn't know.
I did.
You had the way you told me is like you just changed into your pajamas and was just like, well, good night.
Yeah, well, okay,
What kind of pajamas? Just to describe them to us.
I changed, like, in the bathroom, not in front of him. Like, I changed into my South Park pajamas, very sexy.
That's pretty, because they make these pajamas now, like, they've got Wonder Woman and Supergirl, and just, like, they're pretty badass.
Yeah, it was South Park characters.
That's cool.
Yeah, South Park, because I love South Park. And so in the bathroom, I'm like, it's finally occurring to me, oh, crap, he's, something, oh, crap, like, because I'm so, like, I don't know what to do. So I'm like, okay. So I changed into my pajamas, opened the door, and I said, I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. Good night. I didn't know.
Were you tired, or was that a lie?
I didn't know, guys. I'm so sorry. And I was like, oh, shit.
So much. She's so freaking beautiful, and people hit on her all the time, and she never notices.
No, I felt so bad. Like,
so I'm wasting my time, is what you're saying. Okay.
But no, I apologize. I'm so sorry. I did not know.
So you could not. So you just were not interested in that friendship turning into a friendship involving.
Right. Exactly.
It's more fun if you say it, but
okay, fine. I was not interested in that friendship turning into friendship with benefits.
Oh, I thought you were going to say sex.
Okay, fine. Everyone, friendship with sex.
Okay.
There we go. I said it.
But what if he loved you, Giselle?
There was no spark.
I don't know if I want to talk about this anymore. I feel like I'm sparring.
That's the best thing to talk about. The thing that you don't want to talk about. So what? Are you still friends with this guy, or like?
Well,
when I say friends, like you're probably friends on Facebook, right?
He doesn't have a Facebook.
Wow.
Which means he doesn't exist anymore.
Obviously. But no, I mean, because I was back in San Francisco and I moved back down here. So, I mean, I still have his phone number, and, like, we don't, like, there's...
So he made his move and he failed, and that was it.
Like, we still, like, hung out after that a little bit, but it was, like, slightly awkward.
Right. Just slightly awkward?
Just slightly.
Okay.
For you or for him?
I think for both of us.
But I bet you guys have some actual fun stories that involve things actually happening. Now that geek girls and geek guys are kind of out of the closet, so to speak, I think what it's done is it's sort of a double-edged sword. It's a good thing and a bad thing. It's good because now it's like, we're geeks and we like to be together. The second thing is like now it just creates whole other layers of issues. I mean, as if relationships weren't hard enough. Now, not only do you have to worry about, hey, do we connect? It's like, do you like anime? I'm not into anime at all. Well, you should watch Akira. Well, or like, I'm a Star Trek person. I'm a Star Wars person. This is never gonna work. I feel like that's now the next thing is like, it's gonna be so specific. It's gonna be a dating profile that'll be more about the nerdy stuff you're into. I know there's geek dating websites out there. I don't know if anyone has ever successfully been able to use those. Okay, back to Defective Geeks. So then how did that, so you were initially kind of taken aback and surprised.
It just never occurred to me that he would like me.
So you never thought about him naked, but he was thinking about it every day. Right?
A lot of guys do.
How can you not?
He is so,
look at those boobs.
He's so in control.
Seriously.
Only he can look at my boobs, though.
I look at your boobs.
I do too.
I've seen them.
You see them in the packaging.
So we could change topics to Valerie's boobs. That could be a topic because everyone here has seen them. But then how did it turn? How did he change your mind? The ears are erect again.
Well, about 1 or 2 years passed, and he really started working out. He started running.
This took years to develop.
So like I just saw how dedicated he was to changing his lifestyle and just like being a really good person, and that's what I always admired about him. And then I was thinking, oh, he's really nice, and I think he said he liked me, but I'm like, it's been 2 years, so maybe that's changed, especially because I've heard he's asked my other friend.
Vince working it.
Good call. That totally works. Ask her if she rejects you. Ask the other chicks out. Then she'll say, "Hey, why is he not into me anymore?" You were
said
totally.
no. I
the guy's a player right there.
I would have
Total
voted
player.
against him. I said no, basically. And then he asked me a year ago, like, hey, are you doing anything this Monday? And I'm like, no, I'm not. Oh, let's go get dinner. And I look at my calendar. It's February 14th.
Look at you.
I'm like,
Nice.
I spent the entire week like thinking, what does this mean? Am I
He wants to fuck you, but go on. That's what it means. I'm just gonna translate. Right?
Yeah, Vince.
He's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But that's not. I mean, it's a natural thing. When a man loves a woman and they get very close.
Wait, tell me more.
Anyway, so then how'd that date go? February 14th, first date on a Monday.
He took me to a very nice Italian restaurant near the beach.
Ooh.
And then we walked around.
You walked on the beach. Go on.
And then we went back to my house.
You went back to your house. Okay. Keep
The
going.
ears are perking up.
And then I cornered him in my room.
What? You cornered him?
No, in my study, like my...
You cornered him in the
And I'm
study.
like, what did this mean?
And wait, what did this mean? Okay.
Like,
but then-
okay, was this like a date or just dinner between friends? Because we never made that clear at the date.
I think it was pretty clear.
That's the whole fun
think
part
it
of it.
was
It's a
really clear.
surprise.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah, he tricked me.
How did it go?
The date or
February
Yeah.
14th. I don't know how much of a trick that is, Valerie, but
No,
yeah.
no, he tricked me because he wanted me to ask him out by asking him what did it mean.
Did he kiss you at the end of the night?
He asked me if he could kiss me.
Dude, never do that.
Gentleman.
You just go in.
gentlemanly,
You
man.
just do it. Yeah.
He's very nice, and I told
That's
him
like saying, "Can I put my penis inside you?" Don't do that. If you're about to, it's pretty obvious. But anyway,
So we kissed, and that was it. And then my mom came up to me, and she's like, "So how did it go?" Because she knew that I was going on a date, and I'm like, "It's fine." And then she called my dad. She's like, "Honey, Valerie has a boyfriend."
wow.
Because he
It's a
actually
very
came
Chinese household.
Yeah, because he actually came over like the last Thanksgiving. He got this big roast, and then my parents were like hounding me about him. He's like, "So who is he? Is he your friend? Is he your boyfriend? He knows how to cook very well. Are you going out with him? You should go out with him."
So the parents approved?
They approved before I even.
That's not very Chinese. That's not Chinese at all. Trust me. I know. I have been. Yes, I've had my issues.
Have you had
Issues. I've
run-ins with
had
Chinese parents?
with Chinese mother. Yeah.
Yes.
They're tough nut to crack. They're tough nut to crack. Yeah, they hate you. Pretty
No,
much.
they just hate it
So-
when they see me like kissing him or something.
Oh yeah. I didn't do that. So wait, you got away with that? Wow.
No, I
Dude,
got
I gotta give props to you. Yeah, that's awesome. Like, you asked permission to kiss, then you got the kiss. The parents like you. He's perfect, obviously.
Yeah.
Good job. I don't know. I'm just saying, good job. I don't know.
You're a catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have nothing funny to add other than good job. You're fucking her. That's awesome. That's really good. So, great. Okay.
I have a word of advice for like geek guys though, like about asking girls out.
Please, I'm listening.
I think I've noticed a lot, like in the past, especially when I was dating geek guys, when they would ask me out, they would kind of like confess their love as opposed to just asking me out. Just ask them out.
Yes.
Just ask me out on a date, like Vince did with Valerie, and then you will have a date
What's-
instead of confessing
Geek
your
guys
love.
tend to like, well,
You were
thumbs up.
you were
you're
a
in a-
rocker. You were a band guy. That doesn't count.
Dude, you're in a band. You do not even count. You're not in this conversation. We don't give a shit about you. You've already got, you're plus 100 experience points ahead of everyone here.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe things when guys grow up, it changes. But when I was in high school, I was dating a cosplayer that I met at Anime Expo. And, we were just hanging out. Like, you remember him?
Yeah, I do.
Like, me and Missy and him and his friends, we would just hang out, and, like, obviously, I kind of liked him, and he kind of liked me. And then he took me to his prom, and then suddenly, he sat me down, and he said, I can't sleep. I can't do my math homework. I'm so in love with you. And that was definitely...
Was he Asian?
No, he was the white guy.
Okay, well, that's cool. He can't do his math homework. That seems pretty obvious.
And that really, I was 17 years old. I was like, I can't have a guy be in love with me right now. Like, that was just too overwhelming to have a confession, like, all of a sudden. And it was like, we were having fun for so long. Like, why did you have to do that?
So the advice is just ask you out and don't be a pussy. That's another thing.
Yeah,
okay.
just
we gotta get
show us a good time, basically.
Yeah.
What's a good time if you're taking out a geek girl? I'm learning things here. I need to, because I'm currently single, so I'm, I don't like to say single because it sounds really pathetic and sad. I like to say I'm relationship free. Because it's like when you're at the grocery store and you're like, oh, fat free, that's better. Sugar free, that's really cool. I'm relationship free.
Calorie free.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I need the Defective Geeks' help.
Okay.
I need all the advice you could possibly give.
I got you here. Okay.
Okay, help me out.
Geek girls and normal girls are really different. See, normal girls...
I want to be with a geek girl. I don't want to be with a normal girl.
Exactly.
I don't want to... Yeah.
Okay, see, normal girls, they want, like, those expensive purses, and they want flowers and stuff. Okay, for me personally...
I'm sorry, Sabina, but I want expensive purses.
I know, but an
Same
expensive purse?
And I like
You
flowers.
can buy, like, 20 DVDs for the price of one expensive purse.
I love the way that...
DVDs are going out. It's all on the
I love the way...
I like expensive purses and Blu-rays.
Blu-rays.
All right, I love the way you do math because you equate... I always think, like, oh, that could be an Xbox game. $60.
Exactly.
I just spent $60 on dinner. I could have bought, Chainsaw Lollipop. Or is it Lollipop
That
Chainsaw?
game
I
looks
used to be a
amazing.
jerk when I was younger, and I would have guys buy me stuff. I got a PlayStation out of a guy.
Where did it come out?
And I didn't have to do anything. It was awesome.
Oh my God.
I know. I'm done, though. I don't do that anymore. I now have a heart. It grew.
But but you do have the power. I mean, when you have a vagina, you have all the power, right?
This is true.
Guys, I mean, like, right? What do the ears say?
I'm considering this because I never actually consciously used the power of my vagina to get anything.
No, you could look it up on YouTube. There's a great video of that, the power of the vagina. But I'm just saying that, that is a thing that, I think you have to accept as a man that women hold all the cards. They have the power, and you kind of have to acquiesce to that. And then, then you get what you get what we're looking for, right? I'm looking at this dude in the front row because he's taking notes. He's
I know. He
very
looks
bold
very
with the
thoughtful.
flip-flops.
Yeah.
A man with flip-flops, that's a lot of confidence. I pretty much always thought that way when it comes to, when I see people sort of spend money on stuff like, oh, I got this, I got new aluminum siding. I don't care about aluminum siding. I think to myself always, I equate it this is why I think these girls and I are so much alike. It's like, I could have bought that comic book. I could have bought that Blu-ray. I could have bought that other thing that I'm super into. So, yeah, but then of course, what you end up with is you end up having a lot of stupid stuff, owning a lot of things where, why did I buy that? And I feel like there is sort of a fine line between being a collector and a hoarder. I actually think a collector is a hoarder. It's just that the difference is that collectors, all their stuff is organized and alphabetized. That is the only difference. Okay, back to the Defective Geeks.
What about you, Chris? What's your favorite fandom currently?
I would say Batman. I'm sort of so obsessed with Batman. Yeah. But I think that also you guys kind of revealed by revealing your favorite fandom. That's the key to getting in your pants. I think that's pretty obvious.
Yes, if you look like Dean Westchester from Supernatural,
right?
It's game on.
Yes. I'm serious. I feel like I think that's Wesley. That's your thing, is to ask your favorite fandom and then just whatever it is, praise the crap out of it and just be into it whether you are or not. Yeah,
It's true. No,
She'll
so
be Batman, and I'll want to fuck you. It'll be great.
The Adam West version for me. Thank you.
I can attest to that because I remember back when The Dark Knight came out in 2008. You know, I was walking around the convention center, San Diego Comic-Con.
Keep going.
And there's this one guy, and like he was this ridiculously perfect Joker nurse cosplayer, and the fact that he put so much attention to detail in his costume, including the pin that said "I believe in Harvey Dent," you know, that he was wearing in the movie. I noticed that, and I was like, "Wow, that's hot. You spent that much time spending on your costume."
Did he just come up to you and say, "Hi"?
No,
Did that work on you?
No, what he did, he's like, "Together at last," and he put his arm around me, and I was just like, "Oh my god."
Just so that got you hot.
I would creep on every Robin cosplayer. I am such a Robin girl.
She is. I can attest to that.
Tim Drake.
Tim
You need a
Drake.
nest of Robins.
But yeah, seriously, like, use their fandom. Like, I can say that. Like, use
The thing
their
is,
fandom.
guys, don't be scared of geek girls because we are creepers too.
Yeah,
we
we're
work.
creepers.
We work.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I used to be super obsessed with the anime series Escaflowne. Like, and I thought Vaughn, I wished he existed. I wish this anime character existed.
This is how I won Missy's heart, and that's why we're married.
God.
I showed up at high school dressed as Vaughn for her birthday.
And she made me a Hitomi costume too for my
Did anything happen, or just
The way I
high
won these
school? You're just exploring.
No, the way I won these ladies' hearts, I think, was coming to their podcast here a few months ago, dressed as Lady Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was because I'm a huge Boba Fett girl, and I remember we were doing a podcast very similar to right now, and I see this girl over here, and she's like working the Lady Boba Fett, and I remember thinking, oh my god, that is so freaking awesome. I'm gonna
Does
be
anything
friends
ever
with her.
happen, or just
Wouldn't you like to know?
you're into it? But
I took a bath with Diane once in Japan.
Yes.
Nothing.
keep talking. So we're all listening.
I did that too. I've been in the past.
Wait a sec. Everyone,
So
like,
many
there's a lot of
times.
people talking about it. Diana took a bath with Missy. We're trying to hear the story. So if you could just keep it down just a little bit, we want to hear the story. When they were in Japan, they took a bath together, these two girls.
After we got married, we had a honeymoon in Japan.
We did.
Yes. And we spent 2 lovely weeks, and I had to take her to a spring bath where you have to get naked and take a bath
We
together.
have to share the water, and it was
Yeah.
very amusing to
Wait,
me.
what did you say?
You get naked together. Look, you guys, ever since I met Missy, she's been like, oh, my boobs are out. Hi, Diane. Like, it doesn't matter. We're friends. I'm like, okay. Hey, we're friends.
I say
come in
true
the bathroom and watch me pee. I'm like, okay.
That's true friendship, though. I think that's true friendship. When you are comfortable enough to pee in front of your friends, that's true friendship.
Or Missy.
With dudes, it's farts, pretty much. It's pretty much farts, right, guys? It's farts. Yeah. But peeing among ladies, sure, that can happen.
Any more questions from the audience? More questions. Come on.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Did you enjoy Smallville? Or were you sad?
I did not enjoy Smallville.
I watched it when Jonathan Taylor Thomas was on it.
No, for me, I watched the first 2 seasons and I really enjoy it. But then, like after that, like I don't know, I kind of drifted away from it.
I thought it was enjoyable, but I never believed the guy to be Clark Kent. I don't know why. Like, I just never got into him as Clark Kent.
It was just a
like,
teen
I
soap
have a
opera.
very... I guess maybe because I was a Dean Cain fangirl for a long
Oh my god! Okay.
So it was hard for me to transition to this
It's okay. I like that
like
show. I
big
support you.
lipped,
I grew up on that show.
weird-looking guy as Clark Kent.
Just thank God they're not making Gothamville, because that would suck. Young, whiny, emo Bruce Wayne would suck balls.
My parents are
Just
dead.
like every episode of Smallville. I hate Smallville. I think it's the worst. Let's take the best part of Superman, you know, dressing up in a suit and beating the shit out of, like, people who deserve it, and let's never
Take
do
it all
that.
away.
Yeah, and then make a series out of it. Let's take the least interesting part of the character. Yeah. No, Smallville is terrible. You all wasted your time. I'm sorry to
That's all it was.
It was a WB show.
WB. Or CW
I'm
now.
sorry.
Yes.
That was my rant, and I'm done.
No, it's all good.
I hate Tron Legacy too, so fuck that. What? It's just what? Do you like Tron Legacy?
I do.
Yes.
Really?
I
We
confess
do.
I fell
Oh,
asleep.
really? Yeah. Well, the first one also has its flaws, but it's charming in retrospect.
That's true.
Because it actually references things that are in the digital realm. You know, bytes and so I think the first Tron was bits and exactly. But this other Tron is like just stupid and nothing is logical. Why do they have a roast pig in the world of Tron? Like, it makes no sense. Among other stupid things, I walked out of that movie not just hating it, but being angry about it. So,
how did you feel about Prometheus? Did you see Prometheus?
Hated that too, but for other reasons.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's so funny though, like it's totally split, and like I really want someone who liked Prometheus to convince me, except it hasn't happened.
Right.
No one can convince me. It won't. I don't think I'll.
Keep doing prequels.
Right, yeah.
Prequels, sequel to prequels.
Yeah, no, it was flawed on many levels, mostly on the writing level, not on the production design or the casting or anything. Like all that was great.
True.
The actors
There
were
is
great.
a lot of plot.
Fassbender was a beast in that. He was kind of a beast. Like, he was creepy
I'm
as
gonna
shit.
drink this black stuff and jump in a lake. Oops, there goes my leg. Why? What the fuck was that?
Oh, there's this penis-looking snake
That
thing.
makes no fucking sense. It makes no sense.
Said it.
No, I can only comment on what I saw. You're assuming that. You're assuming that the DNA was being mixed in the water. Where the fuck does it go? Also, I would just say, let me just say this about all movies involving aliens impregnating people. They grow so fast. They grow up so fast in movies, don't they?
They do.
They do.
Like literally, if you have an alien impregnate you, you know that. 10
that
minutes later in
squid
the
thing
movie,
was kind of cute when it started.
No,
It's
not
like-
even. I was like, the hell is that shit?
all
I was like, how fucked up is that? You go to a machine. I'm sorry, you're not a man. I can't help you out.
Prometheus.
What was up with that
Wait a second.
machine?
Prometheus answered no questions except for one.
But it was asking questions.
Wait, let me just say the Prometheus answered no questions except for one, which is, in space, no one can hear you scream. They can't hear you scream because you got a tentacle in your fucking mouth. That's why they can't hear you scream. Okay, a lot of people. Prometheus has been a topic of a lot of conversation. So for me, I was in the camp that did not like it, but it's split pretty 50-50. There are people who really love it. I think they love it just for the sort of visceral, like, let's take science fiction seriously. That I enjoy, and that I will watch anytime. I just feel that this left too many loose ends, too many plot points and story points that made no sense whatsoever. And I think I would actually quote my friend Jess DP, who is, she's on Twitter at Jess_DP. She really blames Damon Lindelof for why the movie failed, because he came in and did a rewrite of the script where he brought up all these amazing and compelling and interesting ideas, but never paid them off. The problem with Damon Lindelof, I guess, is he just doesn't finish. Look at all these great ideas. I wonder what it means. You'll never know, because I'll never tell you. Because here's all these cool ideas, but I'm never going to pay them off. Lost. Damon Lindelof, that's two you owe me, Junior. Okay, back to Defective Geeks.
Chris, we do this thing called fanfic theater in every episode of our podcast.
You're kidding. What?
Ew.
Basically, Giselle or Valerie looks up a fanfic, and we basically act it out. And we decided,
Super fun.
No, that's for you. And we decided to give you the starring role for this one. Giselle, set it up, please.
Who am I?
You're going to be playing Riker. Will Riker.
Will Riker. So set this up for us, Giselle.
All right, so this is Fanfic Theater. This is Star Trek Next Generation Edition. So to set up the scene, Wesley Crusher is a slave that has the ability to bear children. And so his mother is selling him as a slave because she needs the money. And a lot of, because he's like a good-looking little boy, so a lot of guys have been like checking him out, and seeing if they're interested. But then there's one man who's the highest bidder.
This is already so gay, and I love it.
And that man is Will Riker. Will Riker is the highest bidder.
And Chris will play Will Riker for us tonight. And who's, Giselle, just tell us who's going to play who or whatever.
Yeah, who's taking on all these roles?
Okay, well, you are going to be Will Riker.
Okay.
That's going to be you. All right, and so taking the turns for the narration are Valerie, Missy, and Sabina. So fine. Wesley is gonna,
No, Wesley can be played by a chick. That's cool. That makes a lot of sense, actually, to me.
Okay,
So
well
that's
then Missy is gonna be Wesley. Okay.
So Sabina and Valerie are going to take turns doing the narration. Valerie can start.
Okay.
So I think the first line is yours, Chris.
Are you cold?
Wesley nodded. Will was warm, and Wesley found himself relaxing against Will's body.
Do you get cold easily?
Wesley nodded.
Good thing I give off heat like a furnace then.
Wesley didn't say anything or nod, but he agreed.
Wesley, can I ask you a few personal questions? Has anyone but you ever touched you?
Wesley shook his head.
Really? Never?
Wesley turned his head and just looked at Will.
What about kissing? Have you ever kissed anyone?
Wesley shook his head when it didn't seem like Will was going to ask him any more questions. Wesley got comfortable against Will once again. Will had an arm around him and was lightly stroking his fingers along Wesley's arm. Wesley was surprisingly comfortable, and he found himself starting to drift off.
You're so young and innocent. I chose well. Are you sleepy?
Wesley nodded, barely moving his head at all.
Wesley?
Slowly, Wesley turned his head and looked up at Will. Will cupped his cheek gently. He wondered if Will was going to kiss him, and he realized that a part of him really wanted Will to kiss him. Will leaned down and pressed their lips together. It was, I cannot pronounce that word, chaste, and brief, and Wesley wanted more.
We should move.
Will pressed their lips together again, moving them against Wesley's. Wesley mimicked Will's movements, hoping that he was getting it right.
We should move to the bedroom.
Will murmured against his lips. Wesley swallowed hard. He looked at him questionably. Will smiled at him.
We have time, Wesley. We'll do it when you're ready.
He and Will finished putting away his clothes, and Wesley got into bed as Will went to the bathroom. Wesley had his eyes closed and was very nearly asleep when Will spoke up.
How do you normally sleep?
Like this. Tea and pajama bottoms. What about you?
Will gave him a look that Wesley interpreted as Will telling him he slept with nothing on. Will slid out of his clothes, all of them, and walked over to the bed. Will was definitely a good-looking guy.
It's such a shame to have something so lovely covered up.
Wesley smirked.
Guess I'm not as nervous as I was.
Will slid into the bed next to him.
You're still pretty nervous, but I know something that will help you relax.
He slid right up against Wesley, laying a hand on his shoulder and leaning down to kiss him.
Are you hard?
Wesley nodded, completely surprised by his reaction. He hadn't thought it would be so easily to become aroused, not when he was being forced into this, except that he actually wasn't being forced.
Would you like a hand with that?
Will let his hand wander down to the top of Wesley's pajama bottoms.
Can I take these off?
There wasn't a good reason for Wesley to say no. Will had already seen him naked, though only briefly, but it was going to happen anyway, so he just nodded. Will took them off and then just looked at Wesley. He could feel himself beginning to blush, but then Will was lying next to him again.
You're beautiful, you know.
Wesley snorted.
Oh, but you are. Can't you feel how much I want you?
Will pressed against Wesley, and Wesley could feel Will's length against him. Wesley didn't know what to say, but Will didn't give him a chance. He kissed Wesley gently as he lightly trailed his fingers down Wesley's chest and stomach, making Wesley's muscles quiver. Will grasped Wesley's length in his hand, and he deepened the kiss as he sped up his hand. Wesley moaned into Will's mouth until finally he was close and broke the kiss. When orgasm overtook him, he cried out and arched off the bed. The single hand job from Will more intense than anything he had done on his own. He lied there with a goofy smile on his face. Will smiled down at him. He rolled onto his side and sighed as he pressed even closer to Will.
Wesley, you saved the ship again!
The end.
Will Wheaton would have loved this, I think.
I do think that Will Wheaton would have totally loved the fan fiction. I think he should do a whole thing. That's his new web series. Will Wheaton should do a web series where he does Star Trek The Next Generation fan fiction. Hey, really want to thank the Defective Geeks, all of the girls. Diana, Valerie, Giselle, Sabina, Missy. They were so good. They are at defectivegeeks.com. You can hear more episodes of Defective Geeks. You can also follow them on Twitter at Defective Geeks. And you know what? Follow The Comic Bug at The Comic Bug on Twitter. That is my new comic book shop. And they were just so accommodating and so amazing there. So great and really fun live show. Awesome. Also, you know what? Follow us on Twitter at PodCRASH Show. Follow me at that Chris Gore. And you can like me on Facebook. Like me or the show, whatever. I don't care. Facebook.com/PodCRASH. Check it out. And go to iTunes. Give us a review. 5 stars if you think we deserve it. And actually post a review. I really appreciate it. It helps other people discover the show. So, yeah, that was so much fun. It's one of those things where it was like even more fun than you can hear in the audio. And also make sure to check out our new PodCRASH YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube, look up PodCRASH TV, you'll see additional clips on video that you did not hear. Or you could see some of the things you heard, but you'll see the video version. So you'll actually see the whole setup they had, which was amazing. So that's it for this week's show. Really looking forward to seeing all of you at Comic-Con. I cannot wait on Thursday, July 12th. And it's going to be an awesome show. Surprise guest you are not going to believe. You are not going to believe the surprise guest. All right, I'm going to stop teasing. There's too much teasing and too much plugging. And there's too many plugs. I'm really going to actually have to take a serious look at the format of this show. Too many plugs. More content. One last thing to tell you. Let's get out of here!
Oh, beautiful.
Are you the one who sings?
Hi.
Are you my jolly sailor bold?
Aye, that'll be.
Scrum, comport yourself! Boys! There ain't much been given to me in my brief, miserable life. There's the truth in it. But by God, I'll have it said that Scrum had himself a kiss from a proper mermaid!
My heart is pierced by Cupid. I disdain all glittering gold. There is nothing can console me but my jolly sailor bold. Whoever he may be, love a jolly sailor bold that calms the raging sea. My heart is pierced by Cupid. I disdain all glittering gold. There is nothing can console but my jolly sailor bold. My heart is pierced by Cupid. I disdain
if you're still listening to this, you're probably a lot like me. You're the kind of person who stays through the end credits of a movie. I like you. We're the same kind of geek. For that, you shall be rewarded. The first person to @reply with the hashtag GSFW, which stands for Geeky, Sexy, Funny, Weird. That's what I aspire to with this podcast. GSFW, if you hashtag it, I will send you swag that I got from Comic-Con. I'm going to Comic-Con. I'm going to grab a bag. I'm going to grab all the free crap I can get. I'm going to throw it in a bag, and I'm going to send it to you. So be the first person to do that. You're going to get a ton of free crap. You know, a couple other people, if you just sort of miss being the first person, I might send you something too. GSFW is the hashtag. And if you're still listening, here's a bonus piece of audio. My intern, Wesley, is schooled about how to date geek girls. Later.
Like how to like Wesley. I look at Wesley like right here in his blue nerdy shirt. Like how if you were going to try to help him get laid, how would you help him get laid? I mean, let's look at him and see, like, let's give him some advice and help him out.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know. Look, I brought you the worst case scenario so that like everyone here could learn from this. What? I know him. So we're. He knows
I mean, this is kind of like a confession thing here, though. I mean, I've only dated like 3 guys, so I don't want to.
Just a note: Sabina is very young. She's only turned 22, so.
Yay!
It was her birthday. That's why we have a cake for her.
Yay!
Happy birthday, Sabina!
Thank you.
Happy birthday! But no, like some advice for Wesley. He wants to bang a hot nerd chick at Comic-Con, which he's going to be going to Comic-Con for. This is the second time, right?
Yeah, since like 2008.
Okay, so you're not a Comic-Con virgin, but let's talk about like how he could meet a girl there, a geek girl there, and then have that lead to something.
I mean, for the most part, I think geek girls are really chatty. Just start a conversation about like similar interests and stuff, and don't go the dinner like route and stuff. Like, I mean, we're smart. We're kind of like, we want some unique like something that's kind of like an homage to something we like. So like, just talk to them, see what they like, and then from there, like if they're like a Lord of the Rings fan, like maybe do some Lord of the Rings thing with them. Yes. No. I agree. Yes. Han Solo. Every time.
Wait, the boyfriend did.
So okay, yeah. Well, you're the guy with XP way above all of us here. I'm in a band.
You just say like you have the Millennium Falcon out back, and you're good, pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah. Or no, say you're the doctor.
No, but I happen to know that Wesley is really smart, sensitive, talented guy. If a girl just got through the shield that he keeps around him, they would see the cool dude that he is, and he would be grabbing her boobs like that.
Well, that's on his part. Because I remember I was like 18. There was a guy it was during like a lot of Star Wars. Misha, remember Misha? Yes. And he was super geeky, like the epitome of a geek, like guy. And I really liked him because he liked everything I liked, and I thought
before you met the guy in the band.
Yes, way before. Right. And then I tried I was chit-chatty with him. I talked she can vouch for me. I was super flirty, and he had the wall up. And he was just totally oblivious. No, I don't think so. Not according.
That's always my question when a guy doesn't acknowledge Missy. I'm like, he must be.
And he didn't. And I really liked him. I even asked him out, but without saying I just said, hey, do you want to go? You want to go out somewhere later? And he just said, oh, maybe later after. He's like, maybe. And I was like, well, here's my number. And then he never called me. So I don't know. So it's just maybe he was scared. Don't be scared. Yeah. Just do it.
Mm-hmm. Right, and I was gonna add to that. And honestly, if you're gonna ask a geek girl out, if you're a geek guy, we're not going to rip you to shreds or laugh at you like I think normal girls would, because, like, you know, we're geeky girls. Like, we try to, like, you know, hit on different sort of guys and stuff all the time, and it's just like we understand the awkwardness.
Girls.
We understand, like, the lengths that you would go to actually build up enough confidence to do that, and, like, we really respect that in a person, so we're not going to be like, oh, my God, he tried to date me.
All right, well, let's do this. Let's do a little role play. Wesley, come on up here.
All right,
grab
come
the
on
microphone.
Come on, Wesley.
Let's see you. I'd like to see Wesley try. Okay, let's. Who would like to work with Wesley on this? What of the girls?
Come on, Sabina.
Who's gonna do it?
I'll do it.
Okay, Giselle's gonna do it. Okay, so Giselle and Wesley. Wesley, I know you got game because I know you. I know you, and I know you're an amazing dude. Any chick that would.
We're putting both the oblivious people together.
Thank
you.
Okay, yeah. So okay, so why don't you guys grab some microphones and then just do a little. Wesley, work your magic. Go for it.
Come up here, Giselle.
Hey, Wesley, have you met my friend Giselle?
Hi.
Wait, hold on. All right, I'm here.
You're standing kind of far away. You might be a little closer.
Hi.
All right, we're at Comic-Con. We're at the Wired Cafe. We're drinking some True Blood. Let's go.
True Blood and vodka.
Hi, I'm Wesley.
Hi, I'm Giselle. Nice to meet you.
So, what do you like? Okay.
Ooh, no, okay. What do you like? Probably you could go with a better opening. Yeah. Wait. Get up here too. Wait, give him the microphone. Give the microphone.
This
This guy is 1 million XP. Get the mic. Get on the mic. You gotta get on the mic. Wait, get on the mic. You gotta go up to his mic. The mic. No, you gotta be mic.
That's all women want to fucking do.
Wait, no. Go back there and repeat what you just said. Okay, so we'll start that over, but...
Okay, wait, I have one. So what are you excited to see at Comic-Con?
I'm actually really excited if they're going to do like a surprise Batman panel. That's what I'm really excited about.
So like...
He's got it. He's got this. I have faith in him.
So are you excited for like the last movie? You think it's going to be good?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I mean, are you gonna go see it?
Yeah, probably midnight showing.
Awesome, me too. Where are you gonna go see it at midnight?
Dude, it's happening. Keep going.
Probably like MovieCo. It's in my town.
All right, where is that? Tell me, I'm not familiar with it.
It's in Thousand Oaks. It's about like an hour outside of Los Angeles.
Awesome. Are you gonna see it in IMAX?
Probably, maybe not. I don't know. Depends on what's cheaper.
Why not? You really ought to see it in IMAX.
No.
I said depends if it costs more money because I don't.
Dude, don't say that.
No.
Yeah. Don't imply that you're broke.
Don't focus on your negatives.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Why should I see it in IMAX?
Yeah, why should I see it in IMAX?
Why should I see it in IMAX?
Well, for me, the reason why you should probably check it out in IMAX is because there's some scenes specifically filmed for IMAX, which means it's like a better film experience, especially for that movie. And like, did you see The Dark Knight at midnight?
I did not, but I did see it the first day it opened.
Oh, cool. Did you happen to see that movie on IMAX?
No, but I saw it in 3D.
Okay. It's a really higher resolution, and I think you'd really enjoy it. So if you have an opportunity, you should check it out on IMAX.
I think she's coming on to you, dude. You got to step it up.
Giselle is working it.
A good opportunity right now would be to say, hey, after we both see it, we should go see it again in IMAX. That would be good.
After we both see it, we should see it again in IMAX.
I would love to do that. That'd be really fun.
Maybe a little premature, but but definitely leading it up to that.
Yeah, because I'm trying to suggest to you hey, we should check this out together. I can teach you something.
She's clearly interested.
She's making it easy for you.
Okay.
But in real life,
In real life,
Giselle would be completely oblivious to what is going on right now.
That's okay. I think Wesley deserves applause as well as Giselle.
Thanks.
That was good.